Pramo ato abusafo mamunyina aha UTV so enie omayimu ene amahudo so nsam ayensa kania bobo no eno ena adu so ayede ebramo efri Africa Junction ewo enkrakopo mu this way chocolate drink osudo nya ene enso share special ice ene su ensuo emu ode ene mu yakroji ena for special drinks ene so ebugu ahodo do pe bia no wombayi bi ede amaw sa enyumako ene afoforo enkai na akabom aso yasene ayede from to reka seboy ebramo sanso ena DSTV channel TV60 kaseboy yetwa eguso na kaseboni debedi mu akutini bi enie Mobile Money Agent Association of Ghana ede atudwa se eto ahodo yetua ewo memu na nyade a wonum etia achese yi levy mpo eka ho Edom kuma ewo mrashibedwafie akasa abo abano subose National Health Insurance kano Wamo atutu niye wama ni wonwunan basa si wantan nti na sese de National Health Insurance Scheme no egu no General Secretary Emma NDC amanyoko no nso wakasa ede atunso nso ahodo ewo memu mu akandifo anim se ni de mada won hwe no woni wo hu fama nyosem mu eni kwaso ma yehu ba bi omugina eni betumi aboa amomo kasa edimu Sayako atonsu S-line eni chirapatre Old Town adroba for any addition to one no omani age papa adaya empanyufo e de aso akobọ fo matwa ahomam a wo bie kwan ato wonom ama wo mo akwan fo a wonam so akwan na sabi ntoko ni amena ajabo so no eno no wo bie kwan ama yatumi aye Awuzafo wei ane ensembia ebi eka na editie na edihwe ene aso no so krojia yede ebramo ewo UTV so ewo enkran abeka Junction Midday ede Afia Adutwumwaa Morosa me ana pramto reka sebo no Midday ebramo afi emu ensam enie Mobile Money Agents Association of Ghana wonum akasa ede atudwa se etu ahodo ewo memu meche tax ahodo ewo memu yetua no emu bie ni honum a wonum etia achese yi levy nimpo eka ho na nsema wo moto aso ede tudwa se yi levy aban ede aba no wosi nanka ewo se eja ke heda no motena se ne ade hye nyina atena se ne ye kyerɛkyerɛ mu ye pam obi atumi ti asese de be ya emfa ntokwa emegina amansan ene omu nkasa entem nanso no entumi amasa nanso ne nyina achi no eto bi a aban ede beba ewo memu no wo mo no omofo aso omuntia
Day Empinfo da Mobile Money Agents Association of Ghana ikona no ekokopie mu ewo mampanyina tena kesiem eno mampanyina ekotena asisi nkonwa enkomotwetwe mu no ena chochorofo panyini ede masa kuyi Ivan so tumfo ekasa no wokyire mu a enkane empinfo edi e-levy eba hofro no na nya ade a wopene so na so mreko no waba beti asese oman bia ebetumi atumpon a na egina to a ne manfo ebetua so ne sai sunti no sese e-levy no wagye atum Nemo mampanyini hwe no woni mpinfo da Ghana Revenue Authority asoye omo hwesika sem so oman mu communication and digitalization asoye no mpinfo enkasa na wo hawa e-levy no hontotoye no abam ebi atise wo send scan ndru 100 Ghana cedis e-levy no anya de beti bi wo so na so ene wo send 10 pesos krompa yesate 1.5 e-levy efiri so na tise wo hawa bi ekwa bebe bi o mampanyini no omo nkasa na sa wo hawa no wonsisi na nimanimu ya na post sahi na IGP ono sha kunesa hodo obefa so akro no bo ekoso o Mobile Money adwuma nimu no obetima tu sesa no wonfa so.
Your Excellency, it is in the best interest of the association to help drive education and the needed sensitization. We are ready to man any responsibility that government will be willing to give to the association to ensure that our businesses are well protected, and then again we will encourage the consumer and then increase their confidence in the usage of the mobile money platform.
I'm also very, very encouraged and grateful also for the offer of partnership to make sure this controversial tax that I have been forced to bring into being is successfully administered. I think it's appropriate that people, direct stakeholders like you, voice out your concerns as you did, and that these concerns are taken into account by government so that when the law is finally shaped like it has been, is one that is meaningful for the state and is equally meaningful for the private sector operatives who are in the area. So I welcome very much this offer of partnership, the idea of an alliance for us to work together to see how best this new tax can be implemented and developed. The issue as to your representation, we'll be looking at it. But I'll be surprised because the governmental agencies that are working are regulatory agencies. And as a general rule, the regulator is not mixed up with those who he's regulating. But we will see. Wherever it is possible to make that bridge between government and the private sector, for me, I think it's worthwhile developing the possibilities of the bridge and of bringing people together. So the representation will be examined on a case-by-case basis and in detail as well. But I think it is important that we understand that the purpose of many of the public agencies in the area are of a regulatory function, and therefore it may be a conflict of interest or some muddying of the functions of the regulatory agencies of people. But nevertheless, as I say, the more cooperation we have in the running of the economy between government and the private sector operators, the better it is for the economy and for the people of the country. So we'll have a very close look at it. And also the various issues that you have raised already with the ministers. I'm very happy that you came.
Mobile Money Agents Association for your penyo kasama wonum eye Charles Kwesi Ado. What you told you say wonum your madrin da eso ambe support aban o 11 no ho. Na no mu no chese wo de wo no mampanyi ahia ye e ma wo hawa hodu afiri so mo hye 11 ase no e de ebre wo mo ene busia bi a wo mo pa afiri aban hode ate onwuma mu no eno nso mo ne aban ekohia na mpo mampanyi kohia yo na mom no mu declare wo mo support e ma 11 said ye ne nam from mu no.
The letter the major stakeholders, the Office of the President, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Communication, MCA, National Communication of Parliament, any other major stakeholders. So you know, 21st of January, and Sakana, 11, they come back to the Ababe, Emra, Abandon of the by a prophet. Now, the woman said, letter now the command before you and I'm buying Office of the President as soon as after on the 10th. If you decide to say for a day, one is invited another day.
Na Mokoya and so na and common pan is saying.
You mean about me that? Yeah, a coy, you could see and it's a long, Monday. I buy MIA kind major agency to say Minister of Finance or Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Communication, Ghana Revenue Authority, MTN Ghana, Vodafone Ghana, and Airtel Tigo. That major stakeholders we and the chairman for the implementation of the email. You know, in our Kotna, Kujaba, Emma, your house and the same.
Okay.
The more number of colleagues are after 1 week of implementation, and they are players. Now the is doing agent. On send this bank. Now no aku use the Java be man. Now you put a system no agent sika. If you am I company players so let's say making sure say you have solutions to that. Secondly, so if I do na ya customers education no form. It's really a vast answer if I businessmen let's go because perception out there is we think that we use it try it. It's really all what to say. The big thing say education never come from we because we can in terms of percentage you need to have 20% of the education and 80% level. It's interesting, you know, agents body now media any customers a daily no. Yeah, better say all them we are to educate then if I don't go actually buy to see some another issue where you really with regard to funds and soft loans. You could loan and you're doing. Let's know so. The any opportunity, any minister of finance, give us level to make why Now, you to all my soft rooms. I need to walk on this way. I mean, several customers be on the buyer. I'm buying this year. I'm meeting the target level for the year, which is 6.9 million in our time. We also saw another issue came up with regards to say about it's a little way and now Yanka will be say mobile money agent association in Ghana.
Awusiafo ye bo ye ho biase ensa ebeka PRO no na se ensa kana ye ne no ebetoa saa enkomotwetwe no eso ye to akase bo no eso edom kuma ewo mrashibedwofie akasa abo aban subo se National Health Insurance sika no womo aya ne wonwuran basa womo antumi anhweso ye womo atutu na jejemu enunti enama National Health Insurance scheme no ego no.
Integration of the national ID card to the National Health Insurance Authority card is being done at no cost to the scheme, and that the scheme is going to benefit from saving made through this integration process. However, the fact remains within the 2022 National Health Insurance Fund allocation formula document that the National Health Insurance Authority is expected to pay 10.6 million Ghana cedis to the National Identification Authority for data integration. So it's not for free. What makes matters even worse is that his lies about the replacement of the National Health Insurance Authority card with Ghana card are also false. This year's allocation provides some 54.6 million for the printing of some 2.6 million National Health Insurance Authority cards at 26 Ghana cedis per one. So it is not true that we are not paying anything because of national ID cards. We cannot continue to lie our way into solving critical national problems. We cannot also continue to ignore flagrant violations of laws enacted to ensure good health care for all Ghanaians. We cannot allow the future of the scheme to be hijacked by the NADO and his law-breaking finance minister. The National Health Insurance Scheme is collapsing not because of inadequate funds or inadequate legislation, but purely as a result of poor public financial management of the fund. The mismanagement of the National Health Insurance Scheme is affecting the survival of health facilities that offer treatment to National Health Insurance card holders. As of the end of March 2022, service providers were owed over 2.5 billion due to non-payment of claims filed as far back as July 2021. If you consider the fact that we are experiencing a hyperinflationary period with much inflation year on year being reported to have inched closer to 20%, one wonders how service providers who are owed as far back last year are supposed to manage to keep their businesses afloat. Ghanaians are losing hope in the National Health Insurance Scheme, contrary to what Akufo-Addo government wants us to believe. The average use of the scheme, or average encounter per member per year, has reduced from 2.87 a year in 2016 to 2.75 times a year in 2021 due to several factors. The fact that most private service providers are not prepared to offer services to card holders. National health insurance cards are now reduced to being used for primary and basic services at most health facilities. We would like to remind our Bible-quoting finance minister to read what Jesus said in Mark 12:17. Give back to Caesar what's Caesar's, and to God what's God's, and do accordingly. Give funds collected in the name of the National Health Insurance Scheme to the National Health Insurance Scheme, period.
Also for shadow boy any abeful sabodo so a woni onunyam for Esla Owusu. Yenya ntie se wakoye amamre ama telephone network cell site. Wakobie ano ewo Ademra eno Wodoma East ewo Bono Mantemu. We ebeboa ama se kurasi tumpo ena wobi ehye. Na sa nipa ne pese o use mobile phone a obe use kama wa bra wonya ohaw bia ewo ne network no eho.
Also for ne kasa yemu no ena wo chirima ya ban ni sode hunu. sɛ wɔn a wɔn kuro nkuma mu so no obi betumi nya network na wɔtumi ne n'adɔfoɔ atwetwe nkɔmɔ kyerɛ mu asɛ ne yɛka sɛ baabi ɛyɛ kurase a na yɛka me akɔ sɛ baabi ankanea ɛne network ɛni hɔ ne sɛ so ntina ban akɔ pɛ sika bɛ 150 million euros a wɔba bɛhwɛ ho ne sɛ obesi network post baako 2016 a ɛwɔ Ghana fa na baabi a na network atumi aduro bibia aboboa no
2016 cell sites no yɛhyɛ 2020 November 5th na kapo so many ato aba ebepem na make say ya 738 cell sites into the ka 400 na ye no ho a na ne etumi siembo e kan say radia dumunti emfie num a MPP ba ban mu yetumi aye network empim apim oha ene eduonum wotwi 1158 cell sites in 5 years nim say Afia besimu bakwa wiye ne die NASA 2016 rural telephony and digital inclusion project ne die na ye na ye man for ekekako apepe and 4 million yetumi a connected omu enyina
osofo ne kasa akire no berma samo kokote oye jase hene wo mansan na nanom atena konwa woni ne manfo so de nsem sei atudwa
communication minister so ade ba ko a esese hwedi say highway yo beda way cars bebre kanon befa intisa ya ma communication no anye continuous 36 kilometers na walk no anye continuous a oni mi pa bone foi betete wura mo ne ba ebo apia ye enti ye da wase se na wa bi we this one the security for hwe na distances no ye make sure say break him se na ebe ye na ofiri wa mfie okọ kumasi a unim say kwanu we enye mo nkwani bi na ye highway
no na network ni ano ye kwa na ye breye pa agise ye ko peba bibi gina ansa na ye kwa obi also agise ye de phone ko sensendua bi so ho network o bi also ye twa kwan kwa chichiru ba bi ansa ya kwa ye ko sisi ya poli ba ye ide anasa network na aba no aboa ye pa ma ye ni agiye community no ye da mpanfo asese omodwe ho adwempa omahu se ye kwa ye brenti omma ye how to atwa omode poli aba sisi ye da ye da mu etimi ye kwa etimi frɛ abusuafo ye frɛ na afofo e na omokasa biribia sisi so etimi kwa internet so WhatsApp brazo ye bibia ye da panina ase
ne fase ye ko aje se gina soro ne ye ko no ne se ntimi gina soro bio fase ne sare wo ba bia wontimi mfre bi je se betuka ba bepew nti na de so yetin dani nkura yetin ye ko ti de ka kire ba de se be mekura ne yie maye ne ye nya asonwie
bre bi atwa ne ye ko ha ye bre pa na mum poli ba ye de yankopon adom bibia ko yi kama
I was for you to Akasia Bono Eso, United Nations Special Advisor, Emma Local Authorities, Eye Ora Akwesi Opon Fusu, Wakasa Diatudwa say, Ahuche could ye woo Ghana for air from at the channel the same piano, Ejina Ginasia Bonnie and Pempini and Penny for fa, was he poor decisions, ya na a buy and in Penny for Efa, Ewosika Semuno, and I'm saying Enko Yensi, that they Ahuche could ye woo a Bregana phone.
Mr. Kwesi Oponfo so kan bi atwamu no na oyo soafo hwekron kuma empuntu so e wan disa momo breso ne kasa yemu no e na wo kire mu a obinya kobose sa momo no e yade a yenkoye niam jegu e wo man Ghana mu a na mpinifo tenetene wonsa e de kire COVID-19 e na afi Russia e ne Ukraine ntokwa no e so opanyin tima sansema mpipa manyoko ne kan nya de anokoro bia e wo mu enu nti ne yede wo man no ahye wonsa se impo COVID-19 anase ntokwa no e na ma wo haw aba economy wo man sikasem so a also otimi toto niema na o man no ese gina na so biem osade to maburu nyina enim se ye yiuti na wankasa ho na tena hɔ yɛ nhwɛhan a ɛne etire be you no agye sɛ ɔsa akɔtɔ ho kyɛ na ade ahyɛ afa mmɔnten so ɛno nti ne mabunu no wɔnhwɛ hu ne sɛ mpanyinfo a ɛde tumi ahyɛ wɔn nsa so wɔnhwɛ no wɔntoto ɔman no ɔbɛka gyagu wɔn to sɛ bi na wɔayɛ neɛ sɛ na ɛfata
wohwɛ indicators nyinaa unemployment economic indicators yɛ sikasɛm yɛ adwumasɛm free media koraa yɛ mo nsɛnkyerɛfoɔ yi mo dwumadi a modie human rights sɛ wofa ahodie solom ne ade ne nyinaa no wohwɛ deɛ ɛba no a ɛnkɔ yie ma ɔman no ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtena sɛ paa na yɛtutu yɛ nneɛma yi
ɔpanyin no kasa akyiri no ɛnka ne yoko boss ɔne Mr. Osei Tutu ɛnso de nsɛm sei atu dwa
there's a lot that we are capable of doing as Ghanaians. And unfortunately, we are setting standards that are far, far below our capabilities. So we need to move the standards up, and our governance will take us where we want to be. Generally, we are not appreciating ourselves and what we are capable of doing. We are allowing others to determine what we can do, instead of we ourselves looking at our capabilities and knowing that we can do far more than we are doing now.
So also, oh, a leader, you are coming to serve. When that perception is changed, everything will change in the system. Ache Ghana for ni say, ache anso emuye. Ghana yedin, system ni ma yedin. Obi esu, but em said ye one democracy. Inti nyina enso e democracy na ikutanim. Kabima menka bi nsensem wo Ghana sisi no. Said the opinion ne kan no tension abakrom enoma bebra abakrom. The Ghana ni petie sisi ene say e dey nkranhye e na politician de be ma no. Inti we governance forums bi say a ema nipa opportunity e mo bisa ensembisa oso mbisa.
Otumfo Osei Tutu atoso mienu akasa ede atodwa sai ye wo adoctorfo pii e wo memu a wo me Ghana de hyekonkron pa adodo no anu wo mo do mo man wo mo afremu pemu se ekwan bia so wo mo beye dwumaden ede aboa ama Ghana pomoden hu sensematumi akoso na so enam apomoden hu akade a yenni bi wo man mu ntino dodo no a na kyese wonom edwane efri Ghana ha se ekonkrofo man so ekoye adwuma ede bo a wono
Mra asante hino Otumfo Osei Tutu atoso mienu ebe pie mu Memphis breka bruchima mu no oye na gene se obekwa ko pie mu ewo eye company ahodo a wo mu ebenya ayaresabea akande etimi aboa oman Ghana enam so ema asante hene ene ne mpanyimfo ekopie mu ewo company bi aye frɛ no fine and biologist business ena asante hene ene ne mpanyimfo kopie mu wodi etu mpanyimfo anim ewo saa company no se obesre se wo mu ebetimi aboa Ghana na se base mpo no enam se niam no bi board enti no o kire mu se Ghana ban ebo no homodin se de be ya ayaresabea ahodo ai wo oman no obetimi aye ne yie na nanse akrampo enchepi Ghana mampanyin na nado danko akufado ye amane ne amamra oba besi ayaresabea be wo ha ne ekire ne nyina wo de tuwo manim Otumfo ekire mu se base Ghana buying crab genius be not obetia na kakra and your friend Potokasam say payment plan na I
come here because I think it's relevant for my country to benefit from here.
That's exciting.
And that's why I came. Other than that, I've not come here to look for fun.
Yes.
I came here because I know you have equipment that I need.
Yep.
And I want a fair arrangement where we can meet together, mutually beneficial to your company and my country also, which is more important to me. He was looking at my visit to Memphis and he said Medetronic is also one there, so we have to go there.
Thank you.
And I asked him to convince me why I should go. He said they have equipment. I said, fine, medical. I said, medical is
yes.
fine. But I go there because I need equipment for my health delivery is one major issue that I need.
Yes.
And you have it. If you can look at the financial structure also for us. So that's also one major issue now. So if we can have a good financial arrangement structure where we can spread over, then it will be more flexible for us to be able to meet it because we're going through some financial constraints now.
Okay.
The economy is okay, we're trying to build,
yeah.
but we still need the health delivery. And you have the equipment, so
correct.
We need the equipment.
And with
if even we have money or not, we need the equipment. You know that.
I know that.
But we
yes.
can structure to spread payment also.
Right.
So that's what one thing that you can do for me on my visit here.
Okay.
So that with the 111 hospital then, when we go back, we can identify, then set up a collaboration between you. We identify what sort of equipments we need. You can give us a package, and then we say, this is how much we're going to spread the payment terms over. And that would work. But I'm here because I want you to collaborate with Africa and Ghana.
Yes.
It looks like you've abandoned Africa, because not you, but you've abandoned Africa. You look at funding from here to set up industry in China and all this.
True.
But the raw materials come from Africa, you know. And then, but then we have been abandoned. But if I look at America, even about 15% of my people are here, which makes it more obligatory for industry players to look at Africa so that we can work together.
Vice President or no a general manager edema a year spine and biologist businesses a year ura charting whereby on also a chile say nenia sopa asante hene ebe pmo e was afa shekasi what ma babe pmo e wo mososo asuye o chrense minimum say.
In medicine, there's a strong tie to education, and especially educating the next generation around science, technology, and engineering and more. And so I see that as, I'll call it a secondary maybe effect of the work that we can do to partner around technology, but also tie that into how we can partner around education of the next generation, which I think is absolutely critical and more important in some ways than some of the near-term acute needs. That's how we have enduring and sustainable change beyond those of us in the room being around and leading it. And so that's something that we are committed to here at Medtronic. And we have leaders here in the room and leaders outside who can speak to some of the work that we're doing here locally, especially in underserved communities of color, that often don't have the opportunities, the exposure, or access to technologies. And some of those small-scale programs that these leaders are driving, we'd love to take outside of our walls of Medtronic or our cities like Memphis, but take that into regions like yours, because we think it is, again, absolutely critical. And more than just charity work, but work that is important for the world and how we serve. So I don't want to miss that opportunity. We will make sure the equipment discussion is had, but I think in parallel it would be great to talk about how that ties into the opportunity to improve education.
Awusanfo yetu akase bonu so na yenkwo ahomon so na yene ononyafo kwasi kwatin emo enkomo se yekwo asoye ehwe ehumasuan ensem so wono ena ekasa edema wo mu nya ntie sese de wonom ensa ka 200 million Ghana cedis a ye de ko support free senior high school ni se da be ya wo mutu bani nyina no ebetumi aye kama pa nenya ye nyina enim se ja sika ke benya free fangu mu no emu bi na ke be pone ne de akọ na we se nso sabi efrihen ena ababeka omonsa obidum bie UTV from Tubeka Sebosuni ma hen
minya ba mejo so
apanyina ho ye de
yesu ni medni ye pa so UTV ne mo tiefo nyina ne ahwefo so bi aho ye
ya no ama won so kakra ama me asa oni no wo fom pa
UTV ahwefo ne tiefo nyina so bi aso ho ye
obia ho ye pa mo ho ye de ye nso ye ho ye yo na yanya ntie se monsa aka 200 million Ghana cedis a ejamode ko support free senior high school no enya bia be mena sika we no e wose kode bia because mi busa we fi say ye de enim say oil money no na ejaya na nkede kakra ko ho we say no efrihin pote na eyade a ebeto aso na ho kire bia ba gidigidi e wose ye de say sika e koso ano ana
minya ba me da wase ne wase busa so hwe free accesses and ma abibia na ya na buy edisika bi ko senkobo policy ne hobra na ohwa sika na fakase na ko adidie no ofra na didie ne normal ba ko mi do bi eka ho endo hwa didie na ya na supply ezika de mi anene ko wonu mo de kwa headmaster be hwa dwane o de ba ye treasurer be hwa matron be hwa afi na onu claims aba Abreba fast stock about Ministry of Education, na co finance, na it is a honey a chair. In this answer, say na the trust you say in your near core, suppliers the core, the Behania chair, said the Beya, one Obenya Hortin, a Yesika from no Montidinia, and no for Abba. Na Imianum near Mount Moore School, and Yabi, and the no matter what this year. If you see if you be a funny perishables, enuane no about 18 food items we share buffer stock at the commerce schools na enye ni nyina na outside 18 enye ni nyina na buffer stock nko asaye ebu ho a bi se bi akosia fish ebu he bi meko tomatoes atoso de no mu bi be ye aduane no entimi nkase de bia no ye de free buffer stock na ye de akọ the horses ke bi edoku bia no ya na Ohabo Bupe 30%, and also the ma headmasters no match for 1 month on no famous school no hombra. And you share Sika Koya, Boni Becase, some outstanding areas suppliers maybe the kind aye. Na Sika bit my bomb hombra, say pretty that will be school could see that at least term we are not a semester, one number maquai. And no one should say the Ministry of Education or near Ministry of Finance, one mina Kaboma, and one my lead and asset investment. Echo said the Bay and also the Buana policy. Now, say, ma equal access. Ama Ubia, no Timena, Aquanaco school, living of Pono, Etimaco school, no Boko, Tisanse, and the Huska Koe.
Tamitia unkase mwa ase ni na ye nuane feeding na other challenges nso mu face no so eno so ehu sika be call later na because ya nte say uniform kura no ase hu aye de kakra de amankoda no school bi krampo wo nso a chalk a mo de betre ba de nso wo mu ni bi na nso hu sika no ewai e be call later ana nso ye kan say
nti so he not missy kana o se me ka say aside sikaya e bi be call into suppliers so no ho na 30% so akọ into perishables headmasters they are getting na your formal administrative version of the schools into o share graphic story crowd ya no go 2 minutes kana o say uniforms so also for instance ye bo ho asem so din enti ade bia na sa na mo chubia yesu school no wono mo mpanimfo headmasters achechefo school for ni nyina anamo mbetu bi ebema awomashia akono ye wo breakdown ahodo bebre ho saa sikai kobo saa de ni nyina ho ye de ebra nebo ehu titio paaye se bia na aduane ho asema ya tie se obu ha bia 18 food items bia 17 timiko na ba ko nam kan so some delays kakra beba ne bia nam kan so ko na no sikai ko na kosovo any of these challenges na share not even outstanding areas but even some of the balance deals said the be a yenkonya situation say aduane ho asem say wa uti kan choko ho asem say uniform ho asem say womasua bia die bia fa womasua ntoto ye ho bia was the various secondary schools no bia better taught because the only element as I say was secondary education by so me that component yesika sembia we ye from this ka bia ekobia no to address any other concern bia beboana amumasua no akoso
Papa enyambia free senior high school no ya the financial pressure kakra baaban so na ebetimi adru emre bia aban beka say awofo na kasa entua fees
sisia your high Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance any sa nkomo no entwetwe bia ni ho anana mo bia ni ho etu anasa nkomo bia ni ho e say the be say in prepare na so wachna no ye be free senior high school policy no every ho of course concerns about go how say ma wo fo no bi ntwia na wo fo no bi osika question be busan say we dey kwa hu se bi we osika se ni we obu o makola bi abosome so ntoma oton no obetima nya bi 50,000 Ghana cedis ono aba intimi track ne revenue onya na bosome obi so kira de bi abosome ni sika lu 2,000 ye say ono de ni sika no aba intimi track into no ono mo betima twia na obi o makola na so ye mechanic abosome otimi nya bi 50,000 bo ono de ba intimi twia tani e kano obi so timi kafe sadia ye ma schools no bi ntwia schools bi ti say presec legon no mo na Wesley girls ni ade no no more makano and call the other schools no more any free. It's an indirect way of saying say yen fa be a better education at 5 years emra. So the beya as a former kwan the benya access to the best schools. Inti me and me first and just them me abrano. Say na me na me nya mo fa bia ma na so ma se a me ntimi nya any of these best schools ko. Inti yen share within a very broader gransan as anko mo twetwe na yaka. Aba okay. Say ahotraba enti ahotra barinti no abanya de oyi nyina na dia sika ode ko face ni ya woni mfiro obi so beka se enya ahotra ba mo nkwa na wota ban ebo awofo achi no bo ahomo And I thought that sebi you're any kind of ye. Unless you catch us say free SHS, yeah, my parents a visa. Hello, we have variables. I said, yeah, I check a crab. We are here. I mean, entity full also. Freight entity so, cost of importation entity so, and those are the variables I said be affected some of these economic challenges that we have. And Obiweka said it has nothing to do with the free SHS. It's how we look at it. Say, you be who say, sebi, expenditure so minor book and I say be who say investment so minor. Before free SHS, there were at least 100,000 students. I want to move to school. I be or be senior rise when you're going because we and it's what we decide as a state. But that's a FBA deny 100,000 of our students and opportunities. I want to move women could do the secondary level. And I say a better sound crowd, quite my say, or mining you're ready, or mining you're ready, so this is a court, which is after the same. Enti sisi ya no kasa de nkomotwetwe bia ma sa ntu ana mo bia say be free SHS policy na fi ho.
Okay, papa yedawase ene unchechemu a wode amaye.
Osumeda.
Yo, awusafo owurakwasi kwatin eye opanyikese okasa edema Ministry of Education. Wonu na ne ebonkomo ede afa 200 million Ghana cedis bia wo monsa aka na wodi kowura free senior school no emu yet wakase bono eso wo ya so Ghana fo nyina nim se sebi yenhwe ne ne ehu ni se de beya enyare wa hodo enam efin mu na eba no yebetumi ni sa nyare wo nyina da ato nkwanta apai
Dine samu etu dwa ene odi afutu ma Ghana de hye nyina se yenyan se ya na ye pia ball egu baabi amana dane sesie no ekobasa edinsunson so bone eba yatena ye enipa pomuden ene mpo ayamo nyina so asare Eric Opon wona ye president edema National Union of Presbyterian Students Ghana NUSG KUST local chapter no ene woni UTV kase botwetwe nkomo okote ene wo kumase ebra na ekuo no ede edabia siwa wode prapra monten so yi gatem ewo kote ne mpotem enam se ekuo no enya emfie aduesia na wo hye eho fanti eno atikra no eno se enei ukwa yenkura kesie no mu a titiru kra ne mensini ene mantem kropo akodo na efi pa gba peso se ya pese ye ho hwea enye yi eno so ka ho bi ena nyarewa akodo bebre nso atietese eno ti no se Ghana de hye wo se ye gebre na ye dodo ye prapra ye yi ye gates ema mantem timiti nwan na yetimi ahome emframapa
efese ka che amanfo ene school fo nyina se ahote ye sene ye nya yare bi se atwidi ne de keka ho no se ye ya ye nwura esese ye fatu ye ho so na ye pe bia ye be kra nwura no se ye nje nwura nto gates no ne never say na abonti to nso no ma unja nto from ba bitina shop bag mu anase o pes mu do that's been bia onda to sene ekrumeti because Ghana ye we say ekuma efin pa o fa bia nso to amanfo hwie nruagu gates ni nyina emwa nti ye be say ka kire Ghana for ni school for nyina say ahotie eye ma nyina
General Secretary Emma ND Semenyokono Owura Johnson Esiedu Enkati akasa ede ato asofo ne asafo ahudoma kandifo nim se ni de mada won hye ne wonyi wo hu emfiri amanyosem emu na okasa ede afa kane Bishop Emma Methodist Church of Ghana Bishop Bosomtwi Ayensu ni nsem bia odi etu dwa ese 2024 mampanyi abato no nya de a kane mampanyi Owura John Dramani Mahama ebetumi afa ne ntuma pefra wo mu no ho na odi sa ensemi etu dwa
and sorry, I can get no, or move for no. Put him say, am I not them that too? Yam sumo. Enti, when flower ma, am I not them my panyam some company too? Then rather no, then yam some no to me now. Now, baby, I'm not them one. A year of people, yam some, but the two yam some. Amanyasemo yenye here. Now, because amanyasemo Korea, the Paprama Wasipina, Asari Ogeno. It took him into Asari to make a bit. It is a big customer here, a very bit in Yanka. But there are very bad Chodia, Betano. It's a so many to say. I saw no kata from my standpoint of neutrality. partisan neutrality, and yet neutrality between good and evil. Yama yebo, better this state about the one more thing, other out for better say. Papa no all kind of thing. And pastor no. It's a man of the I shall know. It was one and come and say. If you say so, you know. I said.
Yet Wakase Bono so Public Utilities Regulatory Commission PURC one at the Atujase Enche Enkania any ensuo ebono ye be pejamu na ne nyina mu no mo chese yisi gine Ghana waterfo abo mama ne say ene ma mo de ye adwuma no e yade a ebo no ehuri kosoro pa enu ntino say omo so anhwe no mantutu enkania ene ensuo buomu a ene ne omba ye adwuma ne so e yade a wonom eboka wosu nti UTV samtrofo nso bomode ene adwadefo wura nom anampo business owners amotamalin so atwetwen komo edefa ensuo ene enkania enche ebo no ebehuri akosoro nimu.
I think it's ridiculous because with the current situations right now, we are finding it very difficult to even cope with it. Situations in life is actually very difficult for all of us. Businesses are actually plumbing as we speak right now. For me, the rates actually with the SUG rates that they are actually proposing is too high if you ask me. Because what we are actually currently facing now is actually bringing down our businesses. And so if they should actually add this, and business is actually even moving, you know, I'm sure if going around, you've seen things, a lot of people are crying over all this. And so of course, definitely if they eventually increase this tariffs, it's going to have a very serious toll on our business.
The system is not good. Like I said, the system is weak because there's no money in the system. If they're increasing prices of water and electricity, as of now, this small shop, do you know the price that the amount of money that we use to buy power? We buy like 1,000 cedis a month, and the 1,000 cedis that we buy for a month, we have to manage it. If we are not careful, it will end us a month. The whole thing will be affected because the market is down. We are not the way we used to sell. We don't sell like that again. There's no money in the system. Like you are paying light bill, you are paying your workers, so it's a whole lot. So it will not be easy for us for now. It will not be very easy. So if the government could do something about it, but at least they should do something. They should do something to help the businesses to grow. There's more enterprises that we are just doing something to take care of our families.
Since I'm a fashion designer, I feel that the 148% is outrageous. Not looking at it in any political angle, but with what we do as fashion designers, or we use machines a lot, and our machines also consume a lot of power. So if they intend to increase it by 148%, I think it's going to cripple down our businesses. Already we are paying a lot in terms of our rent, and if they are trying to impose 148%, it will cripple our businesses and collapse them eventually. The government, since he is the mediator, I think he should be able to help those who use some of these facilities. Let's say those who use light, especially the industry guys, to be able to help us to be able to manage with the proposed 148%.
And I hear say ECG, they come increase the rate and water company. And if already we are suffering of increment of price of our materials, so if this thing can see like ECB to decrease the rate, it will affect our business, that's our customers. Because every month we pay, let me say, we can fluctuate. Sometimes we pay 3 million, sometimes we pay 3.5, sometimes 290 Ghana cedis. Now if they can increase
Sawuko Atonsu S line ene Chepatre Old Town ani nyinada ewo Asokwa Kropon emu a yenya ntie so mo kwan a monam so de enye kra akwano entokro ne amenamena agye aboso kyese obi nam so abobre yie enam sudan da na ahyenkafo esugu onum eyem ewa akwano eho na se die atadwufo wa wo mate denne ene sei yesi empanyufo atie wo musu no mo haw no asopam wesu nti wo de aso abofom abie kwan ato ho no ma wo mo akwano wonum ebeya ma enam so adawafo ne adehom tete wonum no wani agye pa Ukodu atonsu S-line eni chirapatra wonma kwan enye kura agina so mo manfo dodo na no ede ehonsem atodwa na na de wo bohire wonum eni age eni sen wode asobofom ya 2.3 km road wo ba abesiesie ni kama ede ama won efri atonsu S-line junction ede ko S-line station 1.3 km ena chirapatra old town road eno so 1.0 km ya wo kaboma 2.3 wo ye esiesie ni kama ede ama won adwumadie mrashbedwani awo asokwa mpesua so honorable Patricia Piaje ene MC yowo asokwa municipality honorable Jima ene kohwede aso ebo fom omanfo kiremu a ekwan ne nya kosi se driver ni befa so a agese cash entiade no wutua bi ede eka ho contractor wo ye dwumadie eye MJB company limited oso ade bosome nwotwe ena ebewie
adwuma okwa so mfie be aduonu ni omampani dada akofo ena be ye gates maaye efiri ho no ano no ekwan ne da ho saa ya bo ho bransu saa ni se ene de nyame aya adoma empanifo aba se omu betwa ahoma mu de yi kwan na maye nti ye di kan ye de nyame ase etoso nso ye be da mama part ne empanifo ase so omu adoma boa no mu pese omu ye kwan na maye
krama hunu wo kwan no so ne se kwan ne de nyame se nka no kra nye tika nu a do be pempem saa unurula ohunam nyina ye na mfuturo nti ye sire omu se omu betwa ahoma ni mu no ema omu nya ho nko omu nye na ye nso ye ho ntoye
ye hunu ye kra ya ni ge maye so ye hunu se machine ni siwo no aya ni je maye ya cash ni na bubu ti asram mpanimfo na oba babo idwa wa ha no wo mun ye fikire anja ngu ti sabo dem kwan no we di aswa ha na ha wo mu da wuruma so mu di animia ba si wo ma ya ma ya ye hye da wo ma ase
tire ho dwuma na ye o ma location say ha na wo ipa ne mra na ye ma na onyan location e pe hwe kwan ni nti wo say minti mimba nti akwan die no kure ni o mba be ye ma ye ya ni beje na ye so ye ho beto ye kakra wo edwuma ye ne ye so ne kakra e de akoya no
mrashebedwani owo asokwa honorable Patricia Apiaje ene MC honorable Jima ene UTV Nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ kasai
apart from Kumasi main town roads no sa facilities so aboaye to hwa asokwa de na miada Roma omampanye akufuado bonjaye wa maye bi ti asida shonko ne mena nanum so ani mpanifo a wasokwa nyina obia be dia dance yes like kwa ya de bia na aha dwene papa enso enade konfo ayipo makwa ena slide enso so ebe fa ne ntuma pa fra
media na minim se president Kufuado aka se ye kwan ye be ye de akoto nanima mo waja tum se kwan be ntina da bia mo arehiem se kwan we de be
agudie mu nsam ena edruso ye twe ho basesia